Hello, I'm Now, and today I bring you another video. Today we are doing the followers of Kratos. I believe his name is Kratos. I can't remember. The big dude from the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. That's the guy I used to make my Chaos Sanguinius. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I highly recommend it. Whew. Now, I believe the only ones that are here, I've already done the Shogun or the General or whatever the hell he is. The samurai looking dude. Now, it's only the Scryer, the Messenger, and the banner bearer. So let's get into it, shall we? Starting this, well, it's not exactly a kit batch, it's more finishing a kit that I never finished. Taking the followers of, the Kratos of the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. The big, it wasn't even a Bone Reaper. Yeah, no, it's Ossiarch Bone Reapers from the AOS Sigmar. I read it as Kratos. I'm probably wrong, but I take his little minion dudes. So far, I've already built his Shogun, or his Guardian. I don't know what any of these guys' names are. All I know is that I see them as Japanese characters, and I know a few of them. The original one I did was a Shogun, or a Samurai, depending on who you wanted to ask. This one here is a banner, or a bearer. He just carries a banner, that's all I see. He's a bearer. I am putting on his thing upside down because I'm an idiot. The bearer is pretty cool. He just carries a banner, just this big ass banner, which is cool as shit to me. Still thinking you guys are like that because I'm a dumbass. Though, in my defense, it would absolutely work. Without a doubt, it would work. Now, cleaning up some adjustments, and then eventually, I don't know when I realized this, but I eventually realized I'm putting it on incorrectly. Where I do that, I don't know. Why am I so goddamn loud? Turn you back a little bit. Jeez. Gluing this model together with very minimal glue. You don't need much for these. I figured out that I put it on the wrong way and fixed that. I fixed it up real quick because I didn't know. Because I'm not very smart. But in my defense, it would have worked either way. Assembling him, he's all done. Chuck him on a base, good to go. He's ready for painting. What the hell is taking me so long? Yep, base, chuck him on a base, bit of glue, good to go. Come on, move to the next person. Let's go. There we go. Push him off to the side. Next one up is... I do not remember. The Messenger. I'm pretty sure. No, it's Scryer. Or I can't remember. I believe it's a Scryer. They're called Scryers, where they carry around the scrolls of their masters and they write down all the whatnot and who what, and then just carry around. I'm probably very wrong with that. I'm sure there's someone in the some history buff out there that will happily correct me in the most rageful way. But as far as I'm concerned, I believe they're called a Scryer. Now, do not quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. We're assembling the Scryer. He's all hunched over, bearing a scroll to his master. As far as I'm concerned, that's going to be the Messenger, which I'll build next. Which is the big bird dude. That reminds me of the guy from Moon Knight. I can't remember his name. Stupidly thought that was part of that because I didn't read the instructions. Because of course I didn't do that. Who would do that? clearly not me. Now, if you can't tell, no, I did not plan any of this stuff. Thinking it's supposed to go a certain way and not looking at the instructions, I didn't know crap. Let alone what the to do about certain things. But I eventually figured out where things go, or where I believe they fit, and follow on with that. So for all I know, they could be absolutely unique. Probably not, but they could be. Then attaching the scroll, and that gets the scryer done. Chuck him on the base again. Actually, I will apologize. The focus was completely off. I don't know why. But scryer is finished. It's finished. Duh. Back into the sprue group. His feet are a bit weird. Pretty sure they go on that massive base that Kratos comes from, or whatever his name is. Now, to build the messenger. I say the messenger because he's a bird, and birds are iconically used as messengers. But I also add this spine thing. I know it's for the Shogun, I realize that now. But I don't care too much about it. And it does look pretty cool the way I do it now. So I give myself a slightly unique messenger. He probably got a name, I don't know it. So let there be hate upon it. Do I do any research on any of the models that I buy? No. Do I find models that I like the look of and buy them? Yes. I am very much a rule of cool. I don't care if it works. I don't really care if it even doesn't work. I just think if it's cool, it's cool. I attached this bird and finish off this cage thing. His staff of cage of bird. Ooh, that's a bit loud. But yeah, this one I went together pretty well. I say straightforward. It was a lot of figuring out what the hell I'm doing, which is most of my models. But to be fair, a lot of these models don't go together very well. Like they don't. I said don't go together really. I mean, they're not very easy to understand how they're put together. And so definitely take a lot of dry fitting and a lot of back and forth to actually understand what the hell is going on half this stuff. I originally looked at these things and like, oh, it's probably something important. I said stuff it. It's gonna be on the back, so let me bend it up a bit. And so I did. Now I give this skull thing a mohawk. Straightening it down just so it fits into that curve and works out well enough. I do adjust that a lot. Then I finish this off by finishing the head. Putting the two pieces together, I get his bird-brained head. And then stuck the head on. Then putting that little nice scabbard on his hip, I call that this model done. I couldn't figure out where would be a good place, so I just attached it there, because it's good enough. Tied to the tweezers, and was happy. That's all it took to build these dudes and then put them on base. Adding some spruga to his feet just so he has a better connection. I call it done. Why is there 40 seconds under this? I don't know. Yes, I do actually. Here are the reveal shots of these three miniatures, and it's absolutely atrocious except for certain sections because everything likes to be a pain in the ass. Because of course Warhammer is not always fun and not easy to photograph, nor anything else. Let's get into the painting after this, alright? Army Painter Skeleton Bone. I use this as a base for all the skeleton parts because a lot of these blokes are skeletons and I don't think doing someone else would be very flattering. I use this as a base kit. I just prime these black and then hit with a quick center floor with white, as most people do. Then it is the skeleton bone, which works really well for a base tone of the bone. Game color Imperial Blue. Starting with Imperial Blue, as it is the darkest blue I own, I'll use this as a base and then gradually highlight upwards. Brighter and brighter until I get to where I'm happy. Preferably cloud or sky. Also, I do apologize for it being out of focus. I don't know why it's being a crackhead when it comes to this stuff, but it is. Game color Imperial Blue. Model color Medium Blue. I use this combination to just highlight a little bit to raise the saturation and brighten up the blues so it looks nicer and appealing. I'll continue brightening up colours until I feel happy with it. Again, my goal is cat or sky when I'm happy. Doing this on everything that I believe is armour or is, well, as far as I've painted blue, just to keep their consistency all the way through. Model colour, medium blue. Using this as a highlight again, slowly brightening up to then go to cloud or sky, which will be the final highlight. I also fix up anything that I've mistaken with the skeleton bone again. Citadel layer, Caldor Sky. Using Caldor Sky as a final highlight, I start gradually adding very close to the centers and the edges, just to add that a little extra pop. And dry brush at the top to then complete the look. I'm happy with the armor for now until I hit it with washes. So that's kind of the best I can do until I get to the washes. Citadel base, Nagaroth Knight. Using Nagaroth as a base coat for the purple cloth of each of these to match my Shogun I did like 8 months ago. It'll be in the title. No, not the title, the intro, how long ago it was. Highly recommend watching it. I should have it in the cards. I'm hoping it's in the cards. We will see. The idea is to all the models that have fabric, which is all of them. Then use it Citadel base Nagaroth Knight, model color white glaze. Using this combination, I make a highlight. Not as drastic as the Shogun's one. Probably should have made it a bit thicker, but this is more of a gradual one. Again, it could easily be adjusted to be thicker and then better looking on the model to match the Shogun more, but that is totally dependent if you want to copy this. Citadel base, Corn Red. I use corn red to base the eyes of everything. Anything with eyes, corn red. And then the bottle the message is carrying. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and then yeah, that's it. Oh, and the candle, that's it. The candle's what I forgot. And then I base coat the candle. That's pretty much it. Model color, white glaze. Using this white glaze, I added dots to the eyes so I can hit with a higher contrast, with a contrast red to make it even brighter, giving that slight glow effect, and hopefully that translates through to the final shots. I also hit the gems and the thingos with all white. Citadel base Dryad bar. Using Dryad, I actually use this as two ways, as a wash and then to hit every piece of leather. I start off with the leather as normal Dryad with a little bit of water, just a little bit, just to make it a bit more flowy and cover still really good coverage. Then hitting it with a wash, I cover the lot to make it more dirty and aged, all the skeleton bone and all that. Vallejo Mecha Color Black Primer with water. I diluted enough to make it into a sort of semi-contrast glaze to fill in on the scroll to cover up everything and give it that weird colory shift to it. I feel it does it well and does this work justice, but also muddies down the paper so it looks old and dingy. I also add more washes to make it even better. Army Painter Dark Tone. Using Dark Tone, I spray it all over everything just to dark it all down. Because of course I do. It does come a bit brownish. I don't know why it's looking very brown. I might have to get a new one, but as far as I'm concerned, it is dark tone. I'm reading the bottle when I sprayed it. Citadel Contrast, Blood Angels Red. Using this Blood Angels, I touch the eyes to give them, and the gems to give them that vibrant red. I also coat this over the potion bottle thing to give it more of a glassy look. Citadel Game Color Fluorescent Orange. Using this as a base coat for the candle, ice then will build up on it to eventually matte black, which most people will realise when they look at the tips. Wait, no. Citadel Game Color Fluorescent Yellow. Using this on the actual candle and a little bit from the edge to help break up the colour and make it a bit more realistic. Then I'll hit it again with the fluorescent orange just to darken it down just a little bit and make it look a bit more realistic. Model color white glaze. I hit the crest and anything that's like a tablet-like object on these models with white glaze to match again with the Shogun of this sort of small squad. I'm not sure if I could play these individually. I don't really give a crap. They just look cool as hell to me. And I might go get some more OCR Bone Reapers. Here are the final results. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!